be playing cards for my living. Or
You decided like your seed money, basically.
I'm easily playing like 12 to 14 tournaments a
Wow.
day. I have done like 5 major treks in Himalayas.
Achieving financial independence.
At this point, I was like, okay, I don't regret dropping out from college.
I'd just like to add in, like literally, you went all in into poker, like be it your engineering degree,
literally.
your job, your IIM admit, everything. Like it was all in.
Literally. I actually like poker is actually like I'm all in this phase, like very common in poker, and a lot of people who have not heard about a lot of poker, they have probably heard this also. This is very common. So yeah, I would say I did that like that, and that is the most profitable move in poker, technically speaking. So that is what is really required, to get successful in poker, and I did that at the start of my career probably. So maybe that is why I am where I am now today. So yeah. So after this, after these 2-3 months, I was into poker, and then after that I did not look back. I am also like a avid traveler. So I just had my laptop, and I just traveled from place to place, hostels to hostels, friends' places, crashing at whatever tournaments, wherever I could find local events. I just traveled from place to place for tournaments. I like played live and online and stuff. In all this time, I was not sure about whether I'll do poker all my life. So I was trying other things also, like traveling and like exploring other stuff also. Say till like 1.5 year of my life, I would not say I was a professional player. I was just making money because I did not want to ask my parents for that. And I was like spending a ton of it, obviously, and all this other stuff. So I was just making money out of poker. Then I'd say I seriously, like really seriously took off poker after the lockdown happened. So what happened in lockdown was
you couldn't travel.
There was nothing else to do, and because of complete travel ban, half of my time like just got freed up. Secondly, a lot of online stuff boosted up, right? So online poker obviously boosted up with it, and like there was these tournaments which were like crushing, and they were like huge prize pools because a lot of people were playing poker online. And I did not really have anything else to do. I was just locked up in this small town at my home. So that's the time I will say that's the 6 months of my life which I had like really put in a lot of effort in, like say mid-March 2020, say to mid-September 2020. That is the 6 months where I've grinded, like really worked hard upon my game is what I'll say. So yeah, then at that time I would say is what I would start, like I started taking poker more seriously, and as more of a career option. Till that time, I was just 24, traveling, exploring, chilling, and not really very serious about life as such. So yeah, I would say I turned professional like 2 years back, lesser.
That's really wonderful, and especially seeing how you came into poker, and that too, like you got your win. That was all because of your hard work. So especially for the viewers, it might seem all wonderful and easy on the top, but Kshitij put in a lot of efforts. Like he shared with us that he's put in like 18 hours a day when he was preparing for the tournament, the very first tournament that he won. So it's wonderful. You have a great work ethic. Like that is something I believe a lot of the viewers should learn as well, that you are successful being a professional poker player because of your work ethic. It's wonderful that you were able to take such difficult decisions, because it is difficult to leave very stable things which are stable, successful, and try out something new. And probably in your family or around you, you did not have a very close person who was like a mentor. You had probably not seen the growth phase that a person could have. Is that right?
Yes,
so
yes,
this was like completely an unexplored path that you had taken on. So
yeah, definitely.
That's really wonderful. I'm very curious to know, and a lot of our listeners are also must be very curious to know as well. So the very first tournament that you shared, which coincided with your exam days, and you won that, and you won a good cash prize in it. So what was one thing that you spent it on that was very close to your heart, or that is something you remember right now?
I would say the Raise Your Edge course itself. See, to be honest, that money I thought was I honestly just reinvested it into poker itself,
Okay.
because I literally did not spend anything out of it.
Did you not
Spend anything.
party?
I literally invested everything into poker again. I got a new laptop, I got softwares, I got a course, and that's it probably. And most of it went into just savings, because for starting out poker, you need a starting bankroll, which you need to build, like playing from the smallest stakes ever. So for me, this acted like a bankroll, which I, could start my poker career from. So yeah, everything literally
So this
went
acted
into
like your
poker,
seed
to
money
be honest.
basically into your career.
Yeah, you can say that actually. So I did not really need to like play from the literal very smallest stakes, It gave me a big boost in terms of the time it bought me actually. Like because of that money, I would say I'm like 1 year ahead easily in my career.
Got it. Because otherwise you
Yeah.
would have to.
And definitely this is much more very close to my heart.
Yeah, that first win, that first like major earning is always close to the heart. And you rightly said, like winning this big stage helped you like jump the barrier of playing or participating and winning comparatively smaller competitions to create that bank balance, that fund for yourself that you could play ahead with. So apart from that,
Yes.
what is your fun side? What do you like to do for fun? Because how long does, before we get into that, how long does a poker game usually go on for, and how intense is it?
Okay, so the thing is that poker tournaments in general now, I would say poker in general involves a lot of variance. Poker is a game of incomplete information. It's not like chess, for example, which does not have a lot. It doesn't have uncertainty involved in it. The game is chess is a game of complete information, wherein you literally have absolute idea about what your opponent can do, and what you can do in return, and there is no hidden piece of information and something like that, or there is no randomness involved. When you play a game with cards, obviously there's hidden information and there's a bit of randomness involved. So there's this one thing that people don't understand about poker is that you can like be a worse player and win in the short run. That is a very easy, it's a very easy thing, that is a game which involves a lot of randomness. So you can like make bad decisions and just be lucky and win the short run. So because of this, you need like understanding, like core understanding of strategies which work in the long run. And then you got to understand that, trust the process, and like continue from there. So what happens is in all this, you need a lot of volume, okay, to like beat the randomness. You need like, say if you're playing poker tournaments, you can't just win one tournament, or you can't just play one tournament and that is like, that is the okay, that's done. Like chess players, for example, have a tournament, or like whatever, cricket players, a cricket tournament, say for example World Cup lasts for like some X number of days and just
Yes.
one tournament. What happens in poker is you can't do like that. There is this when you play poker online, you have to put in like a lot of volume to realize your edge, because of these random factors, variance. So in terms of online poker, you don't really play one tournament at a time. You play a lot of tournaments at one time. Eventually you start from one tournament, you start 2, 3, 4. Now I am at a level where I'm easy when I'm playing, like sitting on my screen and my desk, and like in my zone, I'm easily playing like 12 to 14 tournaments a day in one session. If it's a Sunday, and if I'm playing like a 15-16 hour session, it might go to 30-35 tournaments in total. So that is the amount of volume you need to put it in. So what usually people do is there are these major tournaments which happen mostly in night time. They start at like 8-9 p.m. in the night on all these websites, and you play all those tournaments till you last the tournament. Like once you're out of the tournament, you can go and sleep. So if you're going to win the tournament, you might need to play like till 3-4 a.m. or something like that. There might be a day where you are just out of the every tournament at like 1 a.m. and you can just go and sleep. Or there might be a day where one tournament goes on till like 5 a.m. in the morning, and you will have to do like play with it even if there's one tournament left. So you start with like this 14-15 tournaments, and then like till the point of time you last, you play race. That's how it works. And then you do this day in, day out, again and again, like every day, 20, 25 days a month. So that's when, like, if you are strategically really good, you will realize that you are making money in the long run. That's how poker works.
Oh,
So
wow.
I would say that, like, in the terms of how much I work, it varies from like 6 to 8 hours a day. 4 days a week are major. In this, Sunday is like 15 hours a day. And then you can rest on Saturdays and Mondays, because these are the days when, you know, a lot of tournaments don't happen because it's inactive. A lot of people don't show up.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So for me, the weekend is the time when I'm like really working, and Mondays are off. Easy. Like I don't remember working like really any Monday in the last 3 years.
So you are somebody who does not have any Monday blues ever.
No, but I on the other hand, when I really have a lot of problems making plans with like my friends, my
Yeah.
family or someone, because I have Sunday
So weekends are
commitments.
packed. Agreed completely. So then, if your weekends are packed, it becomes difficult to find time to spend with your friends or maybe try out something new. What is it that you like to do for fun?
For fun, I actually, with poker, I am also a full-time traveler, like a backpacking junkie. So I have my backpack and I've been like traveling pretty much from after my college ended in like June 2018. I was home for like 2-3 months. In COVID in 2020, I was home for 6 months, and in 2021 for 3 more months. Apart from that, rest of the time I've just been traveling. I have my backpack and I just like traveling places, experiencing stuff, meeting people, talking to them. Yeah, that's probably my like real thing, you know.
Yeah.
I play chess for fun. Like I used to play chess since childhood. I do read. I don't really have a very artistic side, to be honest. Like I don't understand music and, you know, paintings and drawing and stuff like that. But when I'm traveling, I literally like to visit anything. Like, you know, I can go and visit museums. I can go and visit mountains, beaches, you know, pubs or anything. Like I like literally anywhere. You know, you can take me anywhere with a bunch of people and I'll mix in. And, you know, I like having good conversations and stuff. So Jagriti Yatra also I attended because of this particular reason, that it involved a lot of travel and meeting a lot of people. So I did not really have any particular agenda attending there, apart from the fact that it is going to be an awesome experience. Experience is what matters to me. That is what I do.
No, that's wonderful. And it's wonderful to know that you actually re-energize yourself by traveling to new places, exploring new places, be it like different landforms. Maybe do you have a preference? Do you like beaches more or hills more, something like that? Or
I like, in general, I like adventure. So like I'm
Okay.
a good swimmer. So, you know, beaches and stuff and water sports itself also are very like, I like them, as well as like I have done like 5 major treks in Himalayas. So
Oh, wow.
yeah.
You're a trekker as well.
So
That's wonderful.
both done. Yeah, I'm a trekker also.
That's wonderful. And also completely agreed on the Jagriti Yatra part. Since both of us have been a part of it, that especially being around with so many like-minded people who are there to make a change and are on different life paths, and traveling together across the country is wonderful. Kshitij, apart from travel and poker, so do you ever think about, going back to your engineering career, or maybe go back to your MBA, or do you have any plans for any formal education, anything,
Okay.
or maybe not formal education,
So
but something else that you'd like to explore?
yeah, I understood the question. So the thing is, I did drop out from engineering, but because of COVID, my engineering got completed, because like they handed out degrees to all the final year students, you know. So I am on paper at least IT engineer now, but I have not done a real job anytime. Apart from that, I do like really exploring stuff and, you know, learning new stuff. So
Okay.
what high do I get in, like is like I'm really a good learner or a very quick learner. So, you know, I'm not motivated in the sense that, you know, I want to be the world's best in one thing. So in that sense, to be honest, I'll be soon retiring from my poker career. Maybe probably in 2022.
That's a bummer for all the listeners, I'm believing.
Yeah. So next thing which I want to get into is mental health, like general awareness of mental health. So that for that I'll probably need a background in psychology and background. So what I'm planning is like I want to go outside and study psychology. I do whatever it takes. Obviously, it doesn't match my current academic qualifications. So whatever it takes for me to do it, I'm going to go outside and study psychology. And from there, I want to transition into, general awareness of mental health. This is what I want to get into eventually, or maybe core clinical research about, this something like trauma or something like that. This is the next thing probably which I'm planning in. So yeah, I'll be retiring soon out of poker, to be honest. I've done I think I've given enough time to it, and I want to get into something else completely for now. So this is what interests me. This is what I'm thinking to do ahead after this. 1 more year or so, not more than that. So yeah,
that's such a different
path. In terms of education, this is what I want. After that, I don't know. I will it's a journey which I want to make. I have no idea and no plans as such about how am I gonna do it? What am I exactly gonna do? How am I gonna follow? Because of all these COVID restrictions and travel restrictions, I don't know realistically how soon am I gonna get out of India. But yeah, I'll see. I don't want to go before there is open free travel, because it's not like I'm gonna stop playing poker, obviously.
Yes.
What I'm gonna stop is competitively, working for it, because poker consumes a lot of time and energy. So I'm just gonna stop gonna work on my game, in the sense that it's difficult. You have to put in a lot of time, and it's actively consuming a lot of my time. So what I want is more freedom from it. So I'm not gonna work on my game and put efforts into it. Obviously, I'm gonna play for fun, recreationally. Why not?
Yeah.
All my life, definitely. So yeah, this is the next thing probably which I'm planning.
So that's wonderful. It's such a different path. I believe asking you a question like, what would you be doing in 10 years? I believe even you would not have an answer, because it could go in all different fields, right? But maybe in the next 5 years.
If you ask this question, I would just go back in time, say now I'm 25, back and ask, when I was 15, I would think, what would I do? I would have no way. I would have told you that I would be playing cards for my living, or traveling places. And so I literally have no idea, and I do not like to make kind of predictions. I just walk on that path and accept whatever comes your way. That is my kind of thing, rather than hard fast planning it out and stuff.
No, that's wonderful. And I believe that is the essence of life that all of us should strive to live for. And it's just wonderful that you're putting in your hard work into everything that you do, right from poker to your next step in, say, the next 5 years would be something around mental health. Be it you get a formal education, or maybe you work in that field some way or the other, because there are a lot of informal ways of gaining knowledge about things as well. So we do not know. So maybe for the next 5 years, probably something around mental health, but it could also be something more epic in poker. Who knows?
Probably. I'm not gonna stop playing, obviously. Yes. So maybe, I don't know, if I play compete in World Series of Poker, and I might get a different opportunity over there. So maybe I work there. A lot of stuff. So what I've focused on the last 2 years of my life is making myself financially independent, and I think I've kind of achieved that to a level. So in that sense, that I'm just buying my time of the future, so that I do not need to actively exchange my time for money after this. That is what I'm striving for from the last 2 or 3 years, I'll say that. And maybe 1 more year, that I'll have my time free, so that I can literally work with whoever I want to, wherever I want to, and whatever I want to.
No, that's wonderful. And I believe that is a great extended definition of achieving financial independence, because people just tend to think that being financially independent is that you are able to take care of your expenses, but it is much more than that.
Financial independence, I'd say, is more about time than money. Hands down.
Yeah, completely agreed. And I too am a believer of the similar philosophy, that it is important that you work. It is important to be financially independent, so that you have the money to passionately and fully devote your time to something that you are passionate about, and something new that might come up in the world a few years down the line.
Definitely.
Yeah. So as you shared with us that poker is very intensive, you're working, playing into tournaments for 15, 18 hours a day. So there must be a point, even if you try and avoid the burnout, but it must be there. So what is it that you do to avoid that burnout, so that maybe in a couple of days or so you're able to give in your best into the next tournament that comes in? Any tips for the listeners?
Okay. So the first and foremost tip about like if you ever want to play poker like ever seriously in your life is it's really mentally tiring. So like you really have to have a really good mindset playing it, because the thing is that because of the uncertainty and the randomness involved in the game in short term, you can literally do everything correct and still the results won't come your way. That is very easily possible, and you need to really very fundamentally understand that what is the reason behind the results not being showing up. Is it a fundamental flaw in your strategy, or it's just the math which will eventually in the long run make itself up? Or on the flip side of it, that if you get success, is it because it's a short term luck or variance, or you are like really fundamentally very good? So even on the low as well as the high, you need to really have a very stable mindset, in the sense that you should not be underconfident as well as overconfident. So I would say mental state is the first thing which you need to really work upon. There are some like hardcore facts and principles about poker, like which are like the cold hard truths. You just can't like go beyond that and try to make it or something. Like you need to have a good bankroll management system. Then you need to be like some things you need to really do the way they are supposed to be done, or theoretically, irrespective of what happens. So if you are not able to do all that, it's not possible. So what happens is when you go in downswings and when results are not coming in your way or stuff, this happens that it's fatigue, it's tired, you don't really want to play, or your your game switches from A to B, A minus, something like that. So in these times, what I have usually done is like, when you say that poker gives you, if you're playing poker for a living, you get to be your own boss. Like you can like say this, right? And you do say that, right? So I would say exercise that. You don't really need to work when you are not like mentally very comfortable. Just take a break. Do whatever you like to do. For me personally, when I'm like on a bad downswing or something and I don't like feel like playing, what I do is I like try and study more and talk to people more about the game. Talk to mentors and stuff, and don't play for like 5 days, 4 days, or whatever, till I feel that my mindset gets into the A game, so that I can come back again. And to be honest, it's not a big deal, right? If you don't play for some time, what happens? It's not a big deal. You should not do that ideally, but don't do it. It's okay. So for me, it's simply like just going out and talking to people who I know are equal or better than me, obviously, and just getting that pep talk, doing something, taking my time off and doing something else, not playing for 10 days. And usually it works out, because like if you're like really fundamentally sound, that's how what is needed. That's it. Eventually you understand, okay, that is what it was. What happens is basically all these are emotions. In the end of the day, once like you get angry on someone, and then after like 4 days or whatever, 4 hours also, you realize what you did not make any sense. It was just an emotional moment. So when you are on a downswing, this is just an emotional moment. 4 years down the 4 days down the line, you realize, okay, your mindset was not correct, and just go back to the basics and start all over again, and it fixes itself.
No, that's really interesting and a great tip for everybody as well, that taking the breaks, and especially if you are in a situation wherein you get to be your own boss, you get to decide the times that
exercise that, exercise that practically, right? Just then saying it out. If you're not doing that, then what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point of you having that privilege of being your own boss?